Shout out to the Shifting family. I'm responding to your expressions. I pray that this will provide some much needed revelation and some valuable information to apply to your life to maximize your lifetime experience. So, I've already gone ahead and read the entire question. You provided a lot of clarity. So, I'm not going to reread what you've already expressed here. So, what it appears to be, from what I can see, is a lack of efficiency. And when you go look up the word efficiency, it's just basically not being able to maximize your productivity. So you cannot really make good use of your time or your resources that have been provided to you. Now, that could easily be for a host of reasons. From what I can see here, because I'm not going to give you a diagnosis or anything, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but from my own personal experience, it does seem like you may struggle with ADD or maybe ADHD. So I would definitely recommend, if I was your coach, to tell you to go do some testing to see if you may have ADHD or ADD or some level of neurodivergency. Now, there are also other factors like procrastination, possible distractions, and I'm not really for sure because I really don't know you. We haven't done any discovery, but you could also be dealing with some type of hidden distractions as well. However, I find that the best way to try to maximize your efficiency or to try to increase your productivity in life is to accept your nature. The most important thing is to accept your nature. I'm about to say it again. The most important thing is to accept your nature. We live in a society that tries to indirectly make it seem like it's something wrong with you if you are not quote unquote neurotypical, or if you don't do things the way other people do things, and that may not be your way. And then we try to force ourselves to live according to other people's processes. And before you know it, we are dealing with burnout. We are in a society that subliminally tells us that there's something wrong with us if we don't do it this one way. And of course, you know by now, life is not a one size fits all, because if you try to do it that neurotypical way, one thing we know for sure is you will be dealing with burnout. And before you know it, you are overworked, overwhelmed, and you look around and very little has gotten done, you know? And so I would definitely say, pay attention to yourself, right? You have already acknowledged that your output is low, your daily performance is low, and so your productivity is taking a hit, which means you're not producing at the rate that you would like, and then you're also not producing a whole lot of tangibles in your reality. So that's the first step. You have acknowledged, right? You've acknowledged some level of dissatisfaction and you would like to change that. So that's a beautiful thing. Now, as I said, accepting your nature, accepting that you are not like other people, and that is perfectly okay because that is your normal. It may not be the world's normal, but that is your normal. And then number two, you're going to have to tackle very small micro tasks, not a whole lot of stuff. You already mentioned that you go into the kitchen and then you do, the simple task in the kitchen, and before you know it, all you did was whatever you did in that kitchen. Well, let me tell you something. What you need to do is come up with a processing system where you put maybe 3 to 5 small micro tasks on your daily agenda every day. Small micro tasks. Don't pick up a pen and a piece of paper and start writing these big elaborate goals. Daily micro goals, or you can just say daily micro task. The most important thing is getting to the simple stuff and celebrating as you go to build up momentum and some level of motivation. And what that is doing, it is internally gassing you up to do the next task and the next task, right? So you're going to need a lot of internal motivation from yourself by just tackling these small micro goals. I find that if you start off with something as simple as a daily gratitude before picking up your phone, that also will help. Because if you roll over, wake up, pick up your phone, that's your first distraction. As soon as you pick up the phone, you engage in your first distraction. It's already messed up the rhythm for the day because it has set the tone for distraction, delay, and procrastination. So you just have to figure out, you just have to accept who you are, and then you have to create some type of micro, very, very micro nano goals, tackle them one task at a time, and then just go from there and start building up your momentum and your confidence. And then the last cheat code is taking advantage of the surge of energy. Sometimes you will get a burst of energy out of nowhere. You don't know where it came from, but you feel like you can take on 20 things at once. Do it. If you have that energy, you need to increase your productivity right away. That means that you need to control your distractions right away and get on to that first small thing first. So if that's washing the dishes, go knock that down. If that's ironing your clothes for the next few days or the week, right after washing the dishes, go knock that down. If that's preparing a meal for the next couple of days, go get the food out, start preparing, and go knock that down. That burst of energy will allow you to do so many things in just one day that will probably take the average person a whole week. So learn your nature, take advantage of it. And if nothing changes and you don't see any improvements, then we can do discovery and we can see if it's something a little bit more spiritually deeper that is contributing to the fatigue. And then we can go from there.